So March is all about stories of life change. We're sharing stories of life change from people that are a part of EpicLife Church and how their lives have changed since they've met Jesus and how they've been coming to EpicLife, how life has changed for them. And today we have Kayla. Kayla is here, and she has an incredible story. I know, Kayla, you have not been coming to EpicLife for that long. It's only been a few months, but you've really kind of made your mark at EpicLife already and really made the impact and made a lot of relationships, friendships. Give us a little bit of background about your life before you came to EpicLife Church, how you found us. Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I am down here for college, and I'm 900 miles away from home, and I started feeling like, I guess, a little bit lonely, and started getting in my head, and it wasn't the best situation, and I missed home, and so I went home. Something had happened where an argument had arisen between me and my mom, and I kind of stated, like, at this point, I don't even see, like, a reason for me to be here. Like, I just don't see the reason. And she was like, well, then you're not going back down there. And then I said, I have to. There's something down there that is pulling me down there. I have to go back down there. And so she had stated, okay, well, then we're going to find you a church. You're going to find a church. And Halloween weekend came up. It was late at night, and I was like, I really need to go to church. This isn't getting better, this is getting worse. And I have always believed in God, and I had always had, like, the faith, but I guess I just never realized I wasn't actually as close as I thought I was. And so when Halloween came up, and I did a quick Google search, and I had found 2 churches that I was like, this is great. They fit what everybody says I should go to. It's good. And then something was just pulling me, which was God, because I found, like, my family here, and it was saying do another Google search, do another quick search, and just figure out where you should actually be, because these places are not it. And I reworded some things and did a quick Google search, and the first thing that popped up was EpicLife, and I was like, EpicLife Church, like, that sounds like a good place to be. That sounds like I looked at photos, and the photos were amazing, and that's where I wanted to be. So I came here that following weekend, and I realized, like, I had been missing God, and I didn't realize that before. A couple months before this, I had some friends that I decided to drop because they were talking harshly about God, and I knew in my heart that wasn't right, but I had endured it for so long that I just kind of was like, well, maybe. And finally, I dropped them, basically lost my friend group down here, so that's what kind of kickstarted things to get worse as well. And when I came in here, I just remember worship starting, and then the tears started.
Wow.
And I just, like, I've never felt, like, more connected with God than I did that first day.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Isn't it amazing if we'll just trust God? He knows exactly where we need to be, the family that we need to be a part of, the church community we need to belong to. And I know you probably have a praying mama and grandma, because I met your grandmother, and I know they've been praying for you. And coming to a new state, a new city, going to school can be very overwhelming. And you said, I had to let go of some friend groups to really lean in to what God had for me. I think that's really important, especially at the age and stage you're at right now. We see a lot of young people that come into EpicLife Church from Full Sail, that's right here, from UCF, that's right down the road, and they always start really good, like, I'm going to get involved in church, but sometimes college culture pulls them away and keeps them from really connecting, and it can throw you into a depression. Speak a little bit about that. Tell us that first year away from home, away from your family. What did you face? Did you face some heaviness that I know we talked about it a little bit? What did you walk through that first semester that you were here?
So that first year, I made friends the very first day, and I've always been adamant on I'm not doing certain things, and they kind of wanted that freedom because they're away from home. And because of them being away from home, they would, like, smoke weed, and they were like, just here. And no, not doing it.
Good girl.
And my grandfather passed away from cancer, and we promised him before he passed away we'd never smoke.
Yeah.
So we've stuck to our promise, me and my sister, and they kind of like it was almost like a peer pressure. And so finally, at one point, I said, no, I'm not doing that. And they didn't like the choices that I didn't want to be involved in their partying or drinking and smoking. And I was like, my family gave me the freedom to do that if I wanted to, and I never did then. So why would I want to now that they're not around? Because at least then I know that I'm safe. Whereas here, I wouldn't know. And even then, I wouldn't do it. So
that's amazing. That's great choices. How fast has your life changed since being a part of EpicLife Church?
So Fall Fest was probably the third time I came to EpicLife, and I started noticing being involved more whenever, and like realizing this is where I should be at, was actually the welcome party.
The welcome party.
The very first welcome party.
Yes.
Nicole and Danielle had sat down with us, and they were talking to us the entire time. And it was kind of like, okay, I've made a connection like this early. And then come Fall Fest that following weekend, you were throwing axes. And I was like, I could just go do something instead of standing here. And then we ended up doing the axe throwing. And so realizing that it was that easy to actually find people that weren't in that culture that I was in before, and that it's easy to figure out, like, have a family and friends that is more motivated towards what I want.
Yeah.
And I've never felt like I fit in anywhere, but like here I actually feel like I fit in with like the people that I am surrounded by, and like even friends back home, I fit in with them, but there was still something missing. And now friends back home, like everybody back home realizes like, oh wow, Kayla's finally back. Like,
wow.
Like she was gone, and I would go home and it would just be like I was empty. And now I smile all the time, and
that's so beautiful. I love that. That's the power of community. That's the power of family and finding your place. I want to ask you though as well about Connect groups. I see you here every Monday night at our Connect groups. I see you holding a camera, but I also see you after you've, shot a little bit of video of the groups, you put your camera down and you are a part of the group. And I know we're in the middle of the power to change. How is that impacting your life?
Even though my mind's always racing with the camera, and I need to get this shot, me just sitting down and putting the camera down and listening and actually being engaged actually is helpful, because it gives me, like, the Connect groups give me something to look forward to during the week. So instead of just the Sunday service, we also have Connect groups the next day that we get to look forward to, and you get to interact with everybody and hear their stories and everything like that.
So Kayla, we're in a series right now called Who's Your One? What is a takeaway that you've learned today from this series, and how important one is?
How important little details matter. Because like you said, smiling at somebody whenever they walk in, you don't realize that smiling at somebody instead of having like a straight face improves somebody's mood. And you don't realize how much that 7 seconds worth of your first interaction with somebody is, because someone could say, oh, they're mean because they don't smile. They're not happy to see me. Even though I didn't do anything yet, they're still like, or this person doesn't like me because something must be wrong with me. Something must not like my appearance, must not like my outfit that day. And so I think that's one of the biggest things, is little details matter, and being that one person to make someone's day, or it could be someone's upset, and being that person to say something kind to them could completely flip their mood. And you would never know, because not everybody shows it.
Beautiful. Well, that was amazing. Thank you so much, Kayla, for sharing your story with us. I really do believe that you shared so much about your life, and it is going to impact somebody's life. So thank you.
You're welcome.